All right, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge, starting 1 West 125th Street under Commanding General YAHANNA.
That's right.
Hey, your grandma, if you could, can you see if the AC is low? It's hot in here. And can you turn on the fans for me? I appreciate it. All right, so let's get into this brotherhood, man. You know what I'm saying? Brotherhood, y'all already know, man. Without brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, we don't have a nation. Right. It's really that simple. I'm saying without this brotherhood, without sisterhood, we don't have a nation. I'm saying every time we didn't have, I'm saying every time we went back to our wicked ways, I'm saying the Most High, you know what I'm saying, turned his face against us, man. And the Most High punished us every time we stopped doing the commandments. You know what I'm saying? Part of doing the commandments is loving your brother. Love the Most High and love your brother. You know what I'm saying? Not that fan. Turn off that fan. It's a switch over here. It's that switch all the way over there against the wall. The water. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? If you can't give me 2 Timothy 4. Actually, give me 1 Thessalonians 5 and 12. 1 Thessalonians? Yeah, we'll start off with that. All right. You know what I'm saying? Like
5 and 12?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You got to know the men who are in this truth with you. You know what I'm saying? Because they're, you know what I'm saying, real talk, we're brothers, man. We come from the same father, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Right. So it's best that we act that way too. You know what I'm saying? So it's you know, it's that simple, man. You know. Hand that to you, grown. You good. Hey, you're grown. Take these keys, put them on that door for me.
You just gonna jump in it?
Yeah, go ahead, read that scripture for me.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians, chapter 5, verse 12. And we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you and are over you in the Lord, and admonish you.
Right. So admonish your brothers, man. Bring up your brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? Uplift your brothers. You know what I'm saying? Because we all priests and prophets, man. We're all in this struggle together. You know what I'm saying? Know the men who labor among you. Because, you know what I'm saying, that you shouldn't even need a because. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, what is the brotherhood without if you don't know your brothers? Go ahead.
If I may, you know, a household divided
right.
Can't stand. And you know, it's a lot of households where, you know, the brother or the sister or, you know, something in that nature, they don't get along. And it puts a lot of stress on the parent. You know, these are both my seeds, but they can't seem to see eye to eye, or at least be a little courteous to each other, kind or whatnot. So think about what the Most High is going through when he sees us. You know, y'all are my children and y'all have a mission, but y'all can't accomplish that mission divided.
Right.
You know,
I mean, that's so true. I mean, we can't do the Lord's will if we're divided amongst each other.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? We can't, you know what I'm saying? It's not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? If we're not doing what the Lord say, well, I mean, you know, we'll never get up out the hell that we're already in. You know what I'm saying? It all comes down to unifying. You know what I'm saying? And if you in this truth, you know what I'm saying, like the scripture we just read, you know what I'm saying, you got to know the men among you, man. You know what I'm saying? Brothers get offended by different things. You know what I'm saying? Brothers, you know what I'm saying, we got different styles and personalities, man. We got different, we all come from different backgrounds. You know what I'm saying? So we're all to you know what I'm saying, know each other and respect each other.
Salaki.
Go ahead.
In order, this is an army, right?
Right.
We're in the army of the Lord. And in order to utilize your soldiers correctly, you have to know what they're gifted at. You know, one might be gifted at, in war, at recon. One might be gifted at communications. Another one with tracking or something. You know, I'm just throwing out different examples. So in this brotherhood, you definitely need to know who will serve as a key player in what background, in what form or way you can properly use them to get things done. Because everybody here has a role to play. And if you don't know your soldier's role, then it's like playing chess and don't know what each piece do.
That's right.
You need to know who's capable of what. Take the time out to get to know your soldiers. This was why fellowshipping also is important. Fellowship. When the brothers actually take time out to really
get on some brotherhood type stuff. Yeah. I mean that's a great analogy. I mean, how you gonna play the chessboard if you don't even know what the pawn do and what the the bishop and such does?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How you can't even play because you don't know the rules of the game. You don't know the chess pieces. I'm saying, well, I mean, that was a great analogy. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, how can you form your camp? You know what I'm saying? If you're a camp leader, how can you form it and have it as organized, you know what I'm saying, as possible if you don't know what each piece does? Same thing for if you hold some rank, you know what I'm saying, you don't even know the brothers under you. You know what I'm saying? You might have a brother who's in, you know what I'm saying, the media department, but he might be more suited to Shamar. You know what I'm saying? So it just depends on you know what I'm saying, brothers' backgrounds, you know what I'm saying, or what what they're more suited to, what they got more passion in, you know. So read that scripture for me one more time.
One more time for you. I got you, sir.
Wow.
This is 1 Thessalonians chapter 5, verse 12. And we beseech you, brethren, to know them which labor among you and are over you in the Lord and admonish you.
All right. So know your brothers, whether they low or high ranking. I'm saying they're your brothers. I mean, I'm saying, how you gonna have a family but not know any of your family members? Go ahead.
How are you gonna be a family and let's say you use your high rank to belittle the lower rank man?
Right.
That also makes the lower rank man not have confidence in, seeking wisdom from the higher rank man. It creates distance,
right?
And you don't want that. You have to understand how each one of your members, how they can't think of the word, how they operate. And this is not saying that no men up in this truth should be sensitive at all either. Like at some point you gotta let your nuts hang.
Right. No effeminate man will enter into the kingdom.
You know what I'm saying? But we still need to try to consider how each person tick. What you may find funny, somebody else may not find funny. What you may find offensive, somebody else may not find offensive. Now, by all means, when it comes to this rank and order, you get orders done. There's no excuses right there. But if maybe the way it was delivered to you was kind of unbrotherly and make you feel vexed or something, that's where the problem lies. So.
Right. You know what I'm saying? If you got rank, man, don't abuse your power, man. Don't, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You don't be like an irate woman, man. Don't be like your wife. You know what I'm saying? Don't weaken your brother's hands by nagging him to death. You know what I'm saying? There's a don't be like your wife at home. You know what I'm saying? Maybe that's why you do your brothers like that, because your wife does it to you. Because you taking orders from your wife. You know what I'm saying? Don't nag your brothers to death. You know what I'm saying? Don't constantly offend your brothers. You know what I'm saying? It's real simple, man. Just be a brother. You know what I'm saying? Uplift your brothers. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and give me 2 Timothy 4:8. You know what I'm saying? Because we're in it together. You know what I'm saying? We're in it together. We're all in hell together. You know what I'm saying? Trying to find a way out. You know what I'm saying? Trying to get the reward at the end of the race.
Slacky, if I may. But you must also remember the kingdom of heaven is in you. So you need to keep in mind what would heaven be like to you, and apply that to your family, your friends, and strangers. Because the truth be told, if everybody, Black, Hispanic, and Native Americans, just follow these laws, statutes, and commandments and put their little piece of lawful righteousness and talented version of heaven into this school,
Right.
or into the world, period, that's the nigga kingdom right there. That's heaven.
Right.
Because heaven is in us. And heaven is not going to be carried out throughout the whole world with one person. It takes the unison of a family.
Right.
A home don't feel like home unless everybody in that building is making it feel like home.
That's right.
You know?
That goes that that's the same thing for the at your own camp. You know what I'm saying? Whether you in wherever, whatever city.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Treat your camp like, you know what I'm saying, it's a little piece of heaven. You know what I'm saying? That's why the brotherhood and sisterhood is so important, man. Don't run brothers off. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you hurt a little one, you might as well have hanged yourself with a milestone.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So
that was 4:8, right, sir? 2 Timothy 4:8.
Oh yeah. Go ahead, read that.
This is the book of 2 Timothy, chapter 4, verse 8. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day, and not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing.
Right. So it's not going to be a crown given to just one man. We all going to get a crown. You know what I'm saying? Those that endure to the end, you know what I'm saying, those are the people, the brothers and sisters who are going to be saved. And then those brothers that do endure to the end, they get a crown of righteousness and are the 144 elect. Right. You know what I'm saying? That's the prize, man. The prize is rulership over all the earth, and that we never go back into slavery again.
Slacky, if I may.
Go ahead.
What better way than to have some heavenly riches, you can share with your brothers, with your family.
All right.
You know, if one man throughout this whole world was rich, not even a man that's rich would, unless he just really greedy, wouldn't even have fun with it. He want to share that with someone.
All right.
So
you right, man. You gotta, it's all about, you know what I'm saying, just we're all a family. So you gotta, you know what I'm saying, the wealth goes around, man. Like, you know what I'm saying, not all, one man just gets everything. Wow, is the rest of the people are poor. You know what I'm saying? That's a tyrant. You know what I'm saying? The wealth goes to all the brothers, man. All the brothers get a crown. You know what I'm saying? All the brothers are gonna have, all the 144 are gonna be in rulership. They're gonna be the governing body.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's, it's not going to be all on one man. It takes more than one man, you know what I'm saying, to make a nation.
And Salaki, if I may, when you say we're all going to be the governing body, that keyword body, a body does not function well with a severed finger, toe, or none of that. A body has to be whole so they can work in unison. And different parts of the body has different assignments to accomplish different things. The hands cannot do what the feet were meant to do, or the other way around.
Right.
Eyes can't do what your knees, so forth. I'm just throwing out different examples. Each body has a different role to play, but they work as one in unison to get the job done.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, it takes a group of people, man. It takes, you know what I'm saying, a people to make a nation.
Right.
That's what it takes, man. I mean, you can't have a nation with one person. You know what I'm saying? That's not a nation, man. That's just one man. So read that scripture for me one more time.
Got you. One more time. 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 8. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day. And not to me only.
Well, hold on. You know what I'm saying? There's the Lord, the righteous judge, is going to give us a crown on that day. I'm saying, what day is that? That's the day Christ come back. Right? That's that day. I'm saying, when Christ come back, he's going to, man, that's in 2nd Ezra too. He's going to give us a crown, man. I'm saying, Ezra's had that vision. You know what I'm saying? There was a man taller than the rest of them, and he was putting a crown on the 144 elect. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure where. Yeah, I'm not sure where, but it's in Ezra. But you know what I'm saying? That was a vision Ezra's had. You know what I'm saying? When Christ comes back, he's handing out crowns, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's a symbol in a sense that you've endured to the end, and now you get rulership. You get a piece of the pie, man. You know what I'm saying? Anything you want to add?
No, I'm just thinking about it. That's a righteous thing right there.
Right. The righteous Lord. That righteous, who judges righteously. You know what I'm saying? Keep reading, keep going on from where you was.
I don't know one con. This is where was I? Was the judge? Yeah. Let's start from the top.
Yeah, sure.
All right. So this is 2 Timothy chapter 4, verse 8. Henceforth, there is laid up for me a crown of righteousness.
Right, laid up for me. You know what I'm saying? The crown is just waiting. All we got to do as brothers is just get right. The crown is waiting. You know what I'm saying? It's just sitting there waiting on you. Go ahead.
Which the Lord, the righteous judge, shall give me at that day.
Right.
And not to me only, but unto all them also that love his appearing.
Right. That love the Lord's appearance, man. That can't wait until the Lord and Christ comes back and free us from this slavery. I'm saying, my brothers, we gonna love that Christ came. You know what I'm saying? We gonna love his appearance. While, other nations, it's gonna be a terrible day for them. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna love the appearance of Christ. You know what I'm saying? And the chariots and the Lord. You know what I'm saying? That's not a good day for them. But for us, you know what I'm saying, the brothers and sisters who kept the commandments and obeyed the Lord, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be a happy day. You know what I'm saying? The happiest of days.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if you can, man, give me Psalms 133 and 1.
Psalms 133.
Right. You know what I'm saying? So is you know what I'm saying, that 144 elect is gonna get that crown, you know, them crowns. You know what I'm saying? More, you know, plural. You know what I'm saying? That's why the brotherhood is important, man. You know what I'm saying? It's not just gonna be one man who gets everything. That's not how it is. You know what I'm saying? It's, you know, like how we said it before, it takes a people to make a nation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that brotherhood and that sisterhood is vitally important. And let me know when you get Psalms 133. You know what I'm saying? You know, the brotherhood is you know what I'm saying, like how we say brotherhood is a weapon. And it's a weapon that if used properly, you know what I'm saying, if you hold the weapon properly and you know what I'm saying, you know how to wield it, you know what I'm saying, it can be used to destroy your enemy. But if you don't know how to properly use that weapon, you know what I'm saying, you'll end up firing back on yourself. Go ahead.
The craziest thing about brotherhood being a weapon is it is a weapon that all these other nations have used against us,
Right.
and we still have not even mastered the just wielding it, just holding it.
Right. I mean, that's a great point. That other nations have used their own brotherhood to destroy other nations, to oppress other nations. You know what I'm saying? To oppress us, namely, and destroy us. You know what I'm saying? But if we would just use, you know what I'm saying, wield the brotherhood the proper way and use that weapon, you know what I'm saying, the scriptures say we get the blessings, man. Right. I'm saying we'd be overtaken by the blessings. You know what I'm saying? You know, we would, you know what I'm saying? There's countless examples of how we thrive, man. When we finally unify in a way, we thrive, man. When we unify on something positive, we thrive. You know what I'm saying? What is it? Oklahoma, Tulsa, Oklahoma. You know what I'm saying?
Wall Street.
Black Wall Street. Right. You know what I'm saying? There's countless examples, man. You know what I'm saying? So go ahead and read that for me.
Oh, Con. This is the book of Psalms 133, verse 1. Chapter 133, verse 1. Behold, how good and how pleasant is it for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Right. So how pleasant is it for brothers to dwell with with each other in unity, man? You know what I'm saying? That's a blessing, man.
It's like
Go ahead.
barbecues.
Right.
Any form of celebration. Now, of course, we only about the righteous holidays, you know, but in any form of celebration, when you get together with your friends, whether it's just, man, it's because it's Friday and we all have seen each other in a minute, we need a drink, you know, we go to a restaurant, meet up. It's a joyful feeling. So imagine a feeling like that every day.
Right.
No matter what you do, food, work, you know, you with your brothers. So everything just feels right.
Right.
You need more of that.
Exactly. We sure do need more. I'm saying more of the brethren. I'm saying more sisters to come into the school.
Right.
I'm saying,
It's like, if I may,
go ahead.
sisters, this actually goes double for the sisters, because sisters, you know, they get so out of whack. They hear one thing, whether it's true or not, and they just the hell with everybody.
Right.
They just disassociate themselves, like, you know, and then the wickedness really start coming out that demon. You know, I ain't want to be around them no way. You know, all kind of wicked trash talk, you know, that's just the cleanest of them. But, you know.
Right. I mean, that's, you know what I'm saying? Like, we need our brothers, man. we need sisters to act right. You know what I'm saying?
We are brothers to lead.
Right. Our brothers, right. We do need our brothers to lead them. You know what I'm saying? It can be a great thing when brothers and sisters get together. It can be, you know what I'm saying? We can move mountains. You know what I'm saying? But we don't unify, you know what I'm saying? We turn against each other, man. We turn against each other and want to do ourselves something. You know what I'm saying? You know, it can backfire if you don't hold, you know what I'm saying? If you don't hold the weapon of brotherhood properly, you're gonna end up, you know what I'm saying, shooting your own foot.
It's like, you know, what I find that goes on with some issues with brotherhood is that it's always just one selfish person in the bunch that wants to be the star.
Right.
I have to shine in this. Or if it becomes about being a star and shining for the whole brotherhood instead of actually being brothers, and things just fall apart.
Right.
You know, and we're here for the same common goal, and we have to learn how to work in unison to do that. You know, we can't win basketball competitions or the Super Bowl or any kind of team sport event if the team is not on one accord. You know,
That's right.
you know, you have drawn out plays on what to do, and everybody has their area to cover. And if one person wants to cover all areas and not put in the teamwork with his team, it mess everything up.
Right. I mean, that's, you know, and, you know, nothing wrong with shining and getting glory, man. But when you do it at the, you know what I'm saying, the expense of your brothers, man, and, you know what I'm saying, when you try to put other people down to make it seem like you're so much greater, you know what I'm saying, trust me, man, the Lord sees that, man. You know what I'm saying, the Lord sees how you shouldn't have rank. You know what I'm saying? And brothers see it too. You know what I'm saying, you're not gonna, you know, you're not gonna gain rank off putting people down. You know what I'm saying? You know, putting brothers down. It's not gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? It's just not. You can't go, you know what I'm saying? Well, go ahead, man.
If I may, so far we talked about crowns, unity, and everything.
Right.
So one thing I like to always say is that minus money, I feel like I'm rich because I'm surrounded by so many righteous brothers.
Right.
And even the people that's not righteous, not in the school, they're good people that look after me. And they're righteous, you know. So, you know, we speak of the 144,000, the elect. If you got $1 from each of them, that's $144,000.
Right.
You know, that's just an example that, you know, riches is far more than what the world has painted it to be with just money. You know, riches comes with people for me, you know, because people help you endure this life. Brotherhood is a weapon, and when you have a weapon, a side piece that help you blast away your demons and all your troubles, your fears and worries and everything, when you have a sound weapon that's going to help you prosper through this wicked hell place, you do good. You're good, you know.
Right.
So
I mean, you on it. I mean, when you have brothers and sisters with you, man, it makes the difference, man. Like how we had said before, you know what I'm saying? Being in the camp, it's really like your heaven. You know what I'm saying? When the brothers, you know what I'm saying, like the scripture said, when brethren dwell, you know what I'm saying, together in unity, you know what I'm saying, it's you know, I think it said it's a beautiful sight or something in that nature. You know what I'm saying? What did it say?
it said, behold, this is Psalms chapter 133, verse 1. Behold, how good, how pleasant
Right.
is it for brethren to dwell together in unity.
Right. what I'm saying? You got to be a pleasant brother, man. You know what I'm saying? How pleasant is it for brothers to dwell in unity? You know what I'm saying? When the brotherhood is just, you know what I'm saying, it's just, you know what I'm saying, it's on, when the brotherhood is good and, you know what I'm saying, it's, brothers are pleasant to be around, it's like a piece of heaven. You know what I'm saying? It's better than being at home with your family members who don't understand you and don't understand the truth.
Right.
It's better to be with your brothers than to be at home with your nagging wife. You know what I'm saying? It's much better to be, you know, with your brothers. You know what I'm saying? When the brothers are on one accord.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? How what is it? Something and pleasant.
How good.
How good and pleasant it is to when brethren dwell in unity. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, it's like
Right.
you said, with your brothers, you are rich.
Right.
Whether you want to believe it or not, you are rich. But without your brothers, you're poor because you have no source to get you through this hell.
Right.
You need something, you know. It's like prison, you know. They ain't really dealing with money like that.
Right.
But if you got a lot of commissary, you that man.
And Salakia. You know what I'm saying? People out here, like, you know what I'm saying, out in the world, they're so busy chasing money and material items. You know what I'm saying? What we should be chasing is the brotherhood,
Right.
is the sisterhood. You know what I'm saying? That's when you establish the, you know what I'm saying, of course, you know, love the Lord with all your heart, do the commandments. But when you know, you search out the Lord, and when you search out brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, all that stuff is gonna come. All the material possessions is gonna come because y'all are all, there's so many of y'all, you know what I'm saying? When multiple people put their minds together, they start building something.
Right.
I mean, you can see that with this school. You know what I'm saying? There's camps. You know what I'm saying? I.S.U.P.K is everywhere, all around the world, different countries and cities and states.
It's like, if I may, you know, you kind of sparked something in my mind. You know, with that, why do these other brothers and sisters get into gangs? And they don't just have to be necessarily the Bloods and the Crips, police, the army,
Right.
you know, different things. They missing something.
Right.
They feel poor, they feel worthless, and they're not seeking money.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
They
with the
not.
righteous, with the unrighteous group like Crips and Bloods or whatever, sooner or later that comes with it. But right off the rip, they're not seeking money. They're seeking a family because that's how you get through this world. And you're poor, like I said, you're poor without family. You're poor without nobody. That's why people who do have the boast to say they did everything on their own, money, car, whatever, they have a strong bitterness to their heart. And it's like anybody who's new come around in their life, they like, why do you want to be here? I did this by myself for so long. I've been fighting demons by myself for so long. I don't need you. Why do you want to be here now? And you don't have to be that person. You know, you come into this truth, you come into a group of people that says they're your family. Now, you still need to watch who you accompany around, but you, anytime anybody come into any group of people, they feel safe, they feel protected, and they feel like no matter what, I can get through this. Resources are there for me. If I'm hungry, this person got me. If I'm homeless, that person got me. If I need a ride, this other person got me. So riches are within your people,
Right.
your family,
Right.
kinsmen of the flesh. We need to stick together because that's how we build Black Wall Street.
Right.
That was the richest thing that was around for that time. Everything was black owned, and you didn't have to beg nobody
Right.
for any assistance. You just came to your people, and it was there. We need to get back there.
Right. And that's why the brotherhood, you know what I'm saying, again, the brotherhood is, you know what I'm saying, that's why you should be seeking the brotherhood and the sisterhood and forget about money.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Forget about being, you know what I'm saying, loving everybody and being, you know, a patriot and American. I'm saying, forget all that madness, man, because that's not where your riches are. You know what I'm saying? Money doesn't, you know what I'm saying, it's all cool and all to have nice things, but money is not gonna get you any, you're not gonna feel fulfilled, man. You know what I'm saying? Somebody greedy, you know what I'm saying, is really an empty person. Right. You know what I'm saying? They put all their value on material possessions instead on their people. Go ahead.
It's been many stories and reports about rich people and their demons. Most of their struggles and depression comes from not having a family, not having somebody they can trust. If anything, they always feel like a target because this person is trying to get me for my money. That's it. And the people who are poor, yeah, they wish they had money. They struggle. They be depressed about it.
Right.
But when they got family to get them through all that, it's a beautiful thing. Now, if they got family that's downing them for not having money and everything, then it becomes a whole struggle, and they go into different things like, man, nobody understands me, or nobody cares about me. So then they start doing something crazy, like putting drugs in their body, or they try to hurt themselves, cut on themselves, or all type of different things. So you need that ultimate weapon called brotherhood.
And Salaki, you know what I'm saying? I know people always want, you know what I'm saying, especially when we be out at camp, people always want to tell us, go get a job. Get a job. Like, nigga, so most of us have jobs.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Most of us are hard-working brothers. You know what I'm saying? Who are doing the truth and have a full-time job.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And and if you really knew the scriptures, you wouldn't even have said something like that, because, you know what I'm saying, Christ didn't have a job.
Right.
Christ was homeless.
It's like, if I may, that just show you how much they don't care.
Right.
And our people has been so indoctrinated by these devils that we don't even think about how the key players in the Bible function and how they move.
Right.
You know, we just thinking about right now, and then what's taking place of who I am, what our ancestors have done, and who they become through this book is these false idols that we look at and think that's the way I want to be. You know, it became the devil. You know, we didn't eat a bunch of pork and seafood and stuff by choice. That was given to us as leftovers. Right. But because we seen them devils with caviar, we thought that's the way to be. You get a little money, I want some caviar, or I want some lobster with the steak on the side.
And Salaki,
you know,
we became respecters of persons, man.
Right.
We started seeing all that money, and, you know what I'm saying, how much fun other nations, you know, so-called fun other nations be having. You know what I'm saying? We started wanting to be just like them. You know what I'm saying?
So, another thing, you know, with that, you know, trying to be like them, we also started chasing clout. You know,
right?
Whoever has the most shine or is getting noticed the most, that's who we try to be around the most. You know, oh, this brother here doing the most work, or this person there, they getting seen more, or whatever. So that's who I'm gonna give the praise to. You know, overlooking everybody else. But you know, everybody wake up and try they damnness to try to survive this hellhole, and different things just happen to work for different people. But that's because we try to do it on our own. So imagine if you try to do that with the brotherhood with different people. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You got the Issachars. They are great at building houses.
Right.
They are great. They can build a house in a week, functioning correctly.
Right.
In 1 week, and they give it to they own family for dirt cheap if they charge them at all. So imagine if the whole kingdom came together and did the same thing for each other.
Right.
And I say it all the time when I'm speaking at camp. You know, we are all talented, at different things. One brother is great with clothes or sister. It's numerous of sisters that know how to do hair, know how to do nails. We got brothers that's good at construction, concrete, roofing, insulating, painting. We have different people who know how to fix and get involved with tech, engineering with vehicles and everything. Why can't we come together and be a great nation?
And Salakia, like, that's why the scriptures say we're the salt of the earth, man.
Right.
Because, you know what I'm saying, anything we put our hand to, it's gonna be great. You know what I'm saying? We got all this, you know what I'm saying, talent, you know what I'm saying, all this imagination, you know what I'm saying, and style and flavor. You know what I'm saying? It's just that we're not putting it into ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We're using it just to get more friendly with the white man. You know what I'm saying? More to you know, to be more used and abused, because every time, you know what I'm saying, like, we created all these music genres, but it's always the white man who ends up taking it over. It's like we just give it away. So if you could read that scripture for me, you know what I'm saying, that 24 right there.
24. May I say something before I read it though?
Yeah, go ahead.
We have been dominated by these other nations so much that we saw it fit to that's the only way to live, to dominate. But the thing is, these other nations' target was us, and we don't seek to dominate the other nations. We seek to dominate us. You know, Yield is like your father, the devil.
Right.
You know.
Yeah, you don't like that scripture.
So let me get into it. This is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 2, verse 24. Nevertheless, through envy of the devil came death into the world, and they that hold of his side do find it.
You know what I'm saying? You envy these other nations, man. You know what I'm saying? You envy the white man. You want to be just like the white man. You know what I'm saying? You bring about more death and destruction to your people, man.
Coon.
Right, Coon. You know what I'm saying? Shucking and jiving, man. Uncle Tommy. You know what I'm saying? You had something to say? Oh, yeah, go ahead.
Well, Salaki, if I may, you know, coons ain't just the niggas. It's the Issachars too, the Mexicans.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because they damn near look like the devil. You know, the white man on some of them damn near they so pale. They look in the mirror and they get blonde hair. They go on construction sites and these other jobs and they treat their own brother. Don't even know that's their brother, but they treat niggas just as bad as the white man.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it is. Like I think we had spoke about this before in the class that, you know what I'm saying, sometimes when our brothers, you know, they get a manager position or some kind of leadership position in a store or you know, maybe in construction or whatever, they feel like they got to be harder, you know what I'm saying, than the white man and oppress the people under them even more. You know what I'm saying? It's like damn, you don't do that, man. What's, you know what I'm saying? Be a brother. You know what I'm saying?
That's where that's where that phrase comes from. Remember where you came from.
Right. Remember where you came from. Man.
You know, it's so much important to remember where you came from. You know, now some people try to use that to cripple people from doing better. And nobody's saying don't do better, but don't put down the little man. Don't even forget the little man. Because really, when you're doing better, nobody's the little man. You bringing everybody up with you. You know what I'm saying? If you came up, you know, don't move out the hood. Stay in the hood. Put some businesses in the hood. Be the George Jefferson of the hood. You know?
Right.
Put some money back.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, put some money back and remember, like, you know what I'm saying, you were you know what I'm saying, we related to the school, you know what I'm saying? Everybody was a student and a trooper at one point. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Just because you gain rank or whatever, that don't mean be harder. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean to, you know what I'm saying, be so full of yourself. Right? You know what I'm saying that now you over your brothers, and now you just feeling yourself.
Because when you do that, you then take on the role of a hypocrite.
Right.
You know, and one thing about the school, we're supposed to be better than Christians, you know. And when you apply that to the world, you're supposed to be better than the people that put your family down. So why would you step into the role or even mock or somewhat simulate the same characteristics of the role or personalities that put your people down? You don't want to do that.
Right.
You know, you chase people away when you do that. And you don't want to do that at all. You know, we're a family. You know, you're supposed to be a real one in the world. You know, everybody claim they're a real one, but, you know, we ain't seeing too many real actions out
there. That's right. You know what I'm saying? It all boils down to the brotherhood, man. I'm saying every time, man. I'm saying if you can, give me 1 John 3 and 11. Yeah, 1 John 3 and 11. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's you know what I'm saying? When you go, saying like that scripture we read, man, don't be like trying to be another nation. Mm-hmm. Don't seek their brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? You know, because every time you try and seek the brotherhood of another nation, you're gonna end up at the bottom. You're gonna end up, you know what I'm saying, the little pet Negro. You know what I'm saying? You know, they already don't see you as human. They don't see you as equals. 3 and 11. You know what I'm saying? You're not seen as equals when you go seeking another nation's brotherhood, man, because when they see you do that, it's like, what's wrong with you? Why are you over here? You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
Treason.
Right. It's like they found
it's treason.
Informative, you know what I'm saying, a traitor amongst you know what I'm saying, another people. You know what I'm saying? You're like, you know, when you try to make friends with the white man, you know what I'm saying, it's like you some kind of informative or something. You a traitor or something. You know what I'm saying? Seek your own brotherhood. Seek brotherhood with your own people.
Salaka, honestly, I pose this question a lot. How can you really, you know, if you want, you could be cordial or whatever, because, you know, we gotta deal with them regardless. It's no way you can get through this world without being in no association with the white devil at all. They everywhere, and your jobs, everything. But outside of being cordial to, you know, get through the day and stay away from the laws, how can you possibly befriend or mate with these people, knowing what they people have done to yours?
Right.
How can you explain that to your ancestors if you was face to face with them? You know, they hung me. How could you mate with them? How can you be friend with them?
Real talk.
They fed our children to alligators. How can you befriend them? You know, that's just something you need to consider. I mean, some people want to say that's a little extreme, but I mean, what extreme measures has not been used against the nation of Israel?
Right.
So, that was 3 in the lip. So.
Yeah, go ahead, read that.
This is 1 John chapter 3, verse 11. For this is the message that ye heard from the beginning, that we should love one another.
Right. Right. We've been hearing that since the beginning. It's like, you know what I'm saying? That's, you know what I'm saying? That's always been what it is. You know what I'm saying? Eve didn't love Adam. Right. Eve wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Not only that, she didn't love the Lord because she wanted to be a God. You know what I'm saying? There wasn't no brotherhood or sisterhood in her. She didn't care about him and her.
And Salaki, if I may. A lot of people may, you know, hear that and be like, well, what do you mean she didn't love Adam or the Lord? You know, she was Adam's husband. And, you know, she's very sorry for what she did after she did it. But see, love is an action. Right. It's not a feeling. It's an action. And that's like somebody who stole from you, you know, and they tell you they love you, you're gonna find it kind of hard to believe they love you because they did the one thing you are really not acceptable of, and they hurt you. So Adam gave Eve an order. She disobeyed. That's not love. The Most High given that order to Adam to pass down to Eve. So when she disobeyed her husband, she disobeyed the Lord, showing she don't love neither one of them. Action.
Right. I'm saying that's what right. Exactly what you said, man. It takes an action. It you've got to prove your love, man, in a sense. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like it's love isn't something that's you know, I want to say that's freely given. I mean, because it you know, action is a type of work. You know what I'm saying? It's something you put forth effort into.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So love isn't something that's just, you know, given without a cost. It's not a feeling. You know, it's
Like
go ahead.
where your heart is where your treasure lie.
Right.
You know. So with that being said, where your heart is where your treasure lie. If your heart is fully into showing somebody you love them, you do right by them. So if your heart is fully into loving the Most High, you do these laws, statutes, and commandments. You know, and whenever somebody hurts you, especially women, whenever somebody hurts you, and they constantly trying to tell you they love you, you deaf. You don't want to hear nothing. You can't possibly love me. Oh, I love you. No, you don't.
Right. Because you hurt my feelings.
You hurt my feelings. You can't possibly love me. Love don't feel like this. It's not supposed to hurt.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I mean, that's just emotions, man.
Right.
Like, there's things that feel good, and there's things that don't, man. It's just, you know, it's just the same. I'm saying, what was it? Same thing with point. Some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You know, it's no big deal, man. You just can't always believe your emotions. You know what I'm saying? The scriptures say the heart is deceitful. You know what I'm saying? Your heart is wicked, man. You know, you can't follow your heart.
Salaki, I just know deep down in my heart.
Deep down in my heart.
I just know deep down in my heart. You and me we're thick.
Right. Thick and thin to the end.
Till the end.
Saying like Chuck, we best friends forever.
That could be a lie.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's that simple, man. It really, but go ahead. Keep reading.
This is 1 John chapter 3, verse 12. Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother. And wherefore slew he him? Because his own works were evil, and his brothers righteous.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Cain, every time Cain gave the Lord a offering, you know what I'm saying, the Lord didn't see, you know what I'm saying, the Lord didn't have respect for it. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The laws were passed by word of mouth by, you know what I'm saying, during those times. You know what I'm saying? So they know what the Lord likes. The Lord likes, you know what I'm saying, meat. He likes blood sacrifices. You know what I'm saying? The Lord has a, you know what I'm saying, that's what the Lord, you know what I'm saying, that's the type of sacrifices the Lord likes. That's why when Abel would, you know what I'm saying, give up his offering, it was always pleasing in the sight of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? And on top of that, Cain didn't give the first fruits. You know what I'm saying? He didn't give the best of what he had. You know what I'm saying? But keep going.
And I will come. Verse 13. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you.
Actually, read 12 again.
Read 12 again. Come, I don't want to come. This is 1 John chapter 3, verse 12. Not as Cain, who was of that wicked one, and slew his brother.
Right.
And wherefore slew him, because his own works were evil and his brothers righteous.
Right. So don't be like Cain, who was the wicked brother. You know what I'm saying? Who didn't have respect for his brother. You know what I'm saying? Was jealous over his brother because he kept winning favor in the sight of the Lord. You know what I'm saying? He hated his brother. Don't be like Cain, who slew his brother. You know what I'm saying? But go ahead, verse 13.
Come, verse 13. Marvel not, my brethren, if the world hates you.
Right. So marvel not if the world hates you. You know what I'm saying? Don't, you know what I'm saying? Marvel, don't be, you know what I'm saying, shocked when coons come up against you. When brothers who hate their brother hate you. You know what I'm saying?
It's like, you know, a lot of people get a rush off of being able to say, I ain't got no friends and, you know, this and that. But, you know, outside of that, they love the saying, but when they go through it, they hate it. They feel down and they're not so proud and boastful about it. And that's why that's how come they end up needing their friends and families anyway. You know, it's hard out there. Everybody love that Tupac song, Me Against the World.
Right.
But until they actually against the world, then they just crying and depressed. You need your brother.
Right. You need your brother.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I just thought about something else. And with the world against you, it really would be very wise if you get the Lord on your side. You need somebody to like you.
Right.
Saying.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's been going on since the beginning, man. Since Cain and Abel that we've had coons.
Right.
I'm saying it's the same thing, man. I'm saying there's nothing new under the sun. So don't be shocked when you're at camp and it's your own people who come up against you. You know what I'm saying it's been happening since the beginning. We've always struggled with each other and struggled with the Lord.
Keep you master like that.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Keep going for me.
Con. This is verse 14. We know that we have passed from death unto life because we love the brethren.
Right. So that's how you know you pass from death into life, man. You know what I'm saying? That's you start loving your brother. You start feeling alive again because there's you know what I'm saying, you found the value in your people. You know, like the scripture you were saying before, you know what I'm saying, we're poor, but we are rich. You know what I'm saying? We're rich because, you know, we have each other and we have the Lord on our side, right? You know what I'm saying? Money and wealth it's not that important, you know, to you, especially for you to forsake your people and become a full-blown out trader.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? Read it from the top one more time.
Come. We know that we have this. This is the book of 1 John, chapter 3, verse 14. We know that we have passed from death unto life because we love the brother. He that loveth not his brother abideth in death.
Right. A brother who doesn't care for his people, or a sister who doesn't care for their people, you know what I'm saying, they abide in death, man. They, you know what I'm saying, everything, they seek death. You know what I'm saying, because they want to be like other nations. You know what I'm saying? Ever since, you know what I'm saying, Eve and Cain, you know what I'm saying, we've been oppressed. You know what I'm saying, we've been cursed. You know what I'm saying, we've had life harder than it needs to be. You know what I'm saying? And the Most High, he doesn't take pleasure in us struggling so much. But you know what I'm saying? The Lord is a righteous God. He's a righteous judge. So he's gonna judge your actions. You know what I'm saying? It's really that simple when you come down to it.
Love for your brother should not be an on and off switch.
Right.
You know, it shouldn't be today. This is my brother, man. I can't see life without him. And then the next day, the hell do you want?
Right.
It's not supposed to be that like that. You know, people can't do hot and cold.
Right.
You know, they can't do that. You can't say, man, I love the Hispanic culture and this and that, but you're not outraged about what's going on to our people right now. They in the cage and all this and that. You know what I'm saying? Like, America's so funny. You got all these people trying to kick these Hispanic families out of this, you know, disgusting state. And when Cinco de Mayo come around, they ready to that crazy.
Right.
Wear the hats and, you know, try to talk gibberish that they think is Spanish or whatever. And you know, that's just ass backwards. It's not, no. You never loved us. So you don't get to celebrate anything that even if it falsely represents us, you don't get to touch that.
Right.
You know?
We were never to be a part of other nations, man.
Right.
I'm saying, especially everything we went through. Why it, you know, would you know what I'm saying? When we have parties or something, why would you want to have, you know, the oppressor with you?
Like it. Because if I may,
Right.
when have joining with the mother nations really ever benefited us?
Right.
When? At what point in history and time did joining with whites join? I mean, when has it benefited us? What good has came out of it? What?
Right.
All I could think about is slavery. We was doing good when until Martin Luther King.
That's right.
And then a lot of businesses, they still closing black schools. It's like our personality, our independence for our family, according to the flesh, just started disappearing. And then we started depending on them again. Right. And they rub it in our face every chance, you know. Yeah, need to get a job instead of spending my tax dollars on Section 8, yada, 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 right. You know, this and that. Now, we're not Africans, but one of the funniest things is go back to Africa.
Right.
And we didn't ask to come in to begin with.
Real talk. How you gonna tell us to go back to a place that we're not even from, and you took us from there? You know what I'm saying? Like we're Israelites, man.
Right.
Even though we fled into Africa, you know what I'm saying, and was sold by the Africans. You know what I'm saying, how dare you tell us to go back to another land that we're oppressed in? You know what I'm saying? Like, white man's the devil, the Bible speaks of.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He gonna get his, man. You know what I'm saying? Give me 2 Chronicles 15 and 7. That's the other one. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So, it's gonna be that time, man. You know what I'm saying? He's gonna go into slavery, dog. You know what I'm saying?
No sign of Christ for that.
Right. And white man's gotta go. Saying white man's gonna get destroyed. You know, so it's time for brothers, man, brothers and sisters. You know what I'm saying, it's time to beat your plowshares into swords, man. So I'm saying 15 and 7. You know, it's just that time, man. Time that we finally get up out this hell. You know what I'm saying? So if you can, that'd be our last week.
Con out one con. This is the book of 2 Chronicles, chapter 15, verse 7. Be ye strong, therefore, and let not your hands be weak, for your work shall be rewarded.
Right. So be strong, man. I'm saying, don't let your hands get weak, man. I'm saying, it's tough out here, man. I'm saying, we in hell, man. We in slavery still.
Right.
I'm saying, There's a reward for all this work. There's a reward for being strong and enduring to the end. There's a reward, man.
It's a lot.
Go
It's
ahead.
also a reward for being weak. You may not want it,
Right.
but it's a reward.
Yeah, there's a reward for being weak. That reward for being weak is to be the very least in the kingdom.
Right? That's like, if I may,
Go ahead.
you have to be strong because, I mean, everybody's strength is different. You know, like I said, each body function has a different assignment, and each body is strong. I think the legs is one of the strongest parts of your body. I think so. I believe, but still, the point is, if you are set up to be a pillar, you're the leader, or you're just the strongest one out of the whole bunch. You can't give up. You can't loosen your grip on this brotherhood, not for 1 second, because the enemy is waiting on you to slip up and snatch everything from you.
That's right.
And tear you away from your brothers. And when you allow that to happen, these demons get all kind of rank raises, and they start running amok. They start going real crazy. And you can't be too tired to hear your brothers out. You can't be too tired to listen to certain issues and righteously decide on how to handle it. You have to be strong.
Right.
You have to be firm. You have to be exactly what people are calling you, a pillar. And a pillar is one of the things that holds a foundation.
Right.
You can't let go of this brotherhood. And sisters are watching you. Children are watching you. So you're not only keeping the brotherhood strong when you stand firm, but you're holding the whole family together. And it may get tired and it may get weary. And there's always somebody greater than you with more wisdom. So whenever you get weary, seek counsel. Seek counsel and get, sharper.
Right.
So you can slice through any weapon that's trying to destroy your family.
Right.
And for anybody who may not be a pillar, if there's something offending you or something bothering you to where you're just vexed, you're upset with everything and everybody, you need to have a one-on-one with who caused it. And if they don't hear you out, you need to go seek a higher ranked person or a person with more wisdom and get sharpened by them as well. It all works the same. Can't hold it in. You can't get tired, because those that endure to the end are the ones that's going to reap the reward.
Right.
So if you want that reward, just stay firm, stay diligent. Don't get tired. Don't let go of this brotherhood. Get some counsel.
Right. You know what I'm saying? Be ye strong, man. I'm saying don't give, I'm saying, your adversary, the devil, to have any chance, you know what I'm saying, to come into your household, saying, to come into your mind. Don't give Satan a chance, man. You know what I'm saying, because if you give him that chance and if you slip up, he's gonna take that opportunity.
Like it.
And he's gonna build a case against you. You know what I'm saying? So when the end of days come, you know what I'm saying, it's time for judgment. I'm saying just like a lawyer, saying Satan gonna be saying how much wrong and how many sins you did. You know what I'm saying?
If I may agree with that, I thought about this scripture right here.
Okay, go ahead.
This is the book of Isaiah, chapter 29, verse 10. For the Lord hath poured out upon you the spirit of deep sleep. Close your eyes. That ain't the one, but it was a scripture in the Bible that talks about ruling your spirit.
All right.
As a matter of fact, it said he that is slow to anger can rule his spirit. And as I said earlier, things are going to get hard, it's going to get tough, but you have to rule your spirit,
Right.
so you can be well put together to rule a nation.
That's right. You know what I'm saying? That's like saying, don't lose control of your own emotions, man. Don't let your emotions control you. All right. So with that, you know what I'm saying, this is the Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge,
Right.
starting 1 West 125th Street under Commanding General YAHANNA. Saying make sure you pay your camp funds and your tithes. You know what I'm saying? Also, saying we're you know what I'm saying, we're on Facebook, Instagram, you know what I'm saying, YouTube, all on social media. Make sure you subscribe and follow.
Like,
go ahead, you want to put in something?
Yeah, and also if you just feel so bent out of shape, need something new in your life to uplift you, go grab some of that fourth dimension.
Yeah.
Might put you in better spirits.
All right, check out Tazariak's, you know what I'm saying, different types of what is it, colognes or something?
Colognes, body oil.
Right, colognes and body oil. All right, so with that, Shalom, Yahabashim, Yahushua to the brothers. You know what I'm saying, Shalom, Yahushua to the sisters.